Hey guys, so today I'm going to try to quickly run down the Trisha Paytas fucking drama of the last couple weeks, the mysterious videos, what has happened with mysterious videos getting taken down, what I think about her coverage of Trisha in the videos, and Trisha's responses. There's a lot, so we're going. We're going there, and praying this video is not 30 minutes long. I talk a lot, I'm so sorry. So before I end this video, subscribe to my channel. I upload 2 times a week and you should stick around. It's fun, it's loud, it's opinionated over here. So a lot of people have seen Mysterious's video, but I think what kickstarted it even more for people was Ethan Klein put up this tweet on Twitter that said, "It has come to my attention that Trisha, in episode 17 of Frenemies, called out a teacher by name and accused him of M-wording her during school. She claimed this teacher was arrested and served time for possession of CP. She also claimed that someone else had come forward to say he M-worded them as well. Upon further review, these claims seem to contradict available evidence. Because of the nature of these claims against the specific teacher and the stress it's causing to his family, I have decided to unlist the episode for now until Trisha can better illuminate the situation. I want to emphasize that I do not believe Trisha would lie about something like this, so I want to give her the opportunity to clarify. But in the meantime, because the teacher has passed and cannot defend himself, I feel obligated to remove it for now." Which, like, I think is the most appropriate answer Ethan could have given. Like, people are saying that, like, Ethan should have fact-checked this at the time because he did post it, and I 100% agree with that, but I think it kind of just shows that, like, by episode 17 of Frenemies, like, Ethan trusted Trisha, they were friends, and sometimes what happens when you mix business and personal is that you don't fact check because you just believe your friend, right? Some people have also said that, like, oh, Ethan's calling Trisha a liar, but, like, he's not really. He says in this post that he doesn't believe Trisha's lying, but he thinks she needs to clarify it, and I totally believe that. So if you haven't seen Mysterious's series, because it's been taken down, Mysterious posted a 2-part series on YouTube called The Dark Side of Trisha Paytas. Part 1 goes over Trisha pre-YouTube, and then part 2 goes over Trisha post-YouTube. And they basically, both parts just cover a lot of the contradictions of Trisha Paytas. First of all, I have to give props to Mysterious for watching probably 7 million hours of Trisha Paytas content, because God knows the rest of us just don't have the time or the energy. So let's go over some of the contradictions she lays out. Basically, she looks at Trisha's book that she released years ago, as well as her original videos on YouTube, some of her older videos, and what she's been saying in recent TikToks and Frenemies and kind of the contradictions there. So she starts out outlining the lies just to kind of lay a foundation of the fact that Trisha's a liar. So some of the lies are that Trisha says she was never bullied as a child originally. So Trisha says originally that she was bullied as a child, and then now she's saying she was never bullied as a child and instead that she was sexualized by teachers, but, like, she never told this story before. In past instances, she has talked about, like, idolizing and crushing on her teachers, and has emphasized in many videos that nothing sexual happened between her and her teachers, but she used to crush on them and try to seduce them, and, like, she has videos on, like, how to seduce a teacher, which, like, I can understand how that would look if you're saying that a teacher then essayed you. However, I do have to note here that, like, people process trauma differently, and I will touch on this later on my internal struggle of what I believe and what I don't believe in regards to this, because I think that just because someone didn't act in a way that you think they should act after they've been traumatized does not mean that their trauma isn't valid or didn't happen. And so I could see that maybe Trisha has said, I think she said in her Addressing Everything video that, like, she didn't realize till years later what had happened was wrong, but we'll get into that. Other lies was her tanning addiction. So she has said many times on Frenemies and on the Logan Paul podcast that she faked a tanning addiction just to get on the MTV, just on getting on, like, My Strange Addiction. But then when she was fighting with James Charles, she, like, posted a picture of her on her TikTok. She was like, "This is me. I used to have a severe tanning addiction. Like, it was so bad that, like, my organs almost failed." And, like, just watching her lie so easily is terrifying. And I think we all know Trisha's a liar, but, like, this whole series, and there's a TikTok called Trisha Contradictions, it's just, like, more terrifying to, like, watch the literal contradictions back and forth and be like, This is sus. And now when it comes to the teacher issues, so Trisha Paytas has claimed that a teacher essayed her when she was younger. However, the issue with this is that, first of all, Trisha's recount of the incident is always vastly different. So Trisha said that in middle school, this teacher would come up behind her, that she wore water bras, and would come up behind her and grope her in class while they were playing heads up 7-up, heads down 7-up, it's heads up 7-up, right? You know when you put your head on your desk and like you count? And someone comes and taps you on the head. So she said her teacher would come and like put his hands around her and grope her, but then she also said that she went to that other students saw it and went to the principal about it, and then the teacher said that she was asking for it, and the principal was like, well, stop wearing water bras. And like, I know in Mysterious's video, she's like, that's ridiculous, a principal would never do this. And like, guys, I have to be honest with you. I have to like let you know that the world is not perfect, and trash men have been in positions of power, and schools have been boys clubs, and men have protected each other for years. So like, is it possible that this didn't happen? Of course. Is it possible that it did happen and the principal literally said that to her? Of course. People have been victim blaming and shaming girls for their sexualities their entire lives. But Trisha has also said that another teacher put his thumb in her mouth and sucked it because she liked Cape Fear. And then in a different instance, she said that when she was in 6th grade, she was told to go home and put a bra on. Multiple times she was sent home to put a bra on in 6th grade. Sorry, when she was 6. Not 6th grade, when she was 6 years old. Like, I don't know if Trisha understands how old a 6-year-old is, but no one has boobs at 6. No one. Then she says that she was assaulted when she was 6 by a teacher, and that she tells this story about how she idolized the movie Taxi Driver, and there was a 13-year-old prostitute in there. I think it was Jodie Foster? I don't remember. 13-year-old prostitute in there, and like Trisha idolized this movie, and that the teacher used that as an excuse to essay her. But like, Trisha, 6-year-olds don't watch Taxi Driver. Do you know what the movie Taxi Driver is about? You were watching, first of all, we grew up in the same age. You were watching Rugrats when you were 6. We're the same age, you were watching Rugrats when you were 6. Rugrats, not Taxi Driver. Like, the issue, and this is the problem with Trisha. Trisha is the boy who cried wolf, because her story changes so many times. And do I believe that Trisha has been assaulted in her lifetime? Absolutely. Nobody acts like Trisha without going through some trauma. And Trisha has said that she is a victim, and I completely believe that. Just the issue is that because Trisha keeps changing her story every 3 weeks, it's hard to keep up with what the story is. And then she says that even during this incident, she says that she went to court and testified, and the teacher used the taxi driver excuse in court, and a judge told her, a judge excused it, and the court was dismissed, but then that her parents never knew about it. So like, how did a 6-year-old get to court? Like, obviously that story never happened. So it's very difficult, and I think it's easy for people to now question Trisha because her story is all over the fucking place. And then the other story that she talks about was she has named Mr. Riney as being her abuser. She said that he is the one who would grope her around her chest when they were playing Heads Down 7-Up, and that she said on the Frenemies podcast and on her TikTok that he was arrested for CP and fired. And so Mysterious spends a lot of time in her video debunking this and saying that there's no record of him being fired, and that she reads like his obit because he's dead, and says that he's, you know, everyone says that he was a great teacher and he has a great reputation, and that he's like a veteran and stuff. And like, Mysterious has posted like a comment about this on her page because she's like, I'm not trying to, she's like, I lay out lots of evidence, this is just part of the evidence. But I think that what Mysterious doesn't understand is that like, this is a dangerous rhetoric to regurgitate, because saying that he was an upstanding citizen so he probably didn't do it is how so many men get away with this. Harvey Weinstein was an upstanding citizen. Bill Cosby was an upstanding citizen before these allegations came out. Just because someone is seen as a good person, or just because other students say he was a great teacher, does not mean that he did not R-word other people. Like, it's just a straw man argument, and it's a dangerous argument to make, and it does help promote R-word culture. And I'm aware that probably wasn't her like purpose, but that's what it does, and I can't stand for that argument at all, and I had to make that point here because it really upset me. Trisha basically had a meltdown on Twitter because people are calling her a liar, right? People are like, Trisha's obviously a liar. This teacher was never arrested. She's clearly lying. Ethan put out the tweet. Mysterious's videos basically went viral. However, Trisha has claimed the video. She claimed the second video, which got taken down. Well, she claimed the first video, Mysterious like rebutted it, got it back up. Then she claimed the second video. It's currently down, so Mysterious has taken down both videos. So I couldn't fact check much of this before this video because I had watched the videos, but I didn't take my notes yet, and then they were gone. So I'm just kind of running off of what I remember. But I will say there is some debate about whether or not Trisha manually claimed the videos or not. Petty Page says she didn't. Mysterious says she does. I don't know enough about the strike system to know either way, but either way, the videos are down, and this is kind of where we are. Trisha made a video where she said she was addressing everything, but she really addressed nothing. She also leaked some tweets between Ethan and Hila and them where Ethan basically said, you need to address the situation, because what else has come out is that, fuck, it's such a clusterfuck. What else has come out is that Moses's ex has said that he stealthed her, which is where you remove a condom knowingly to the person you're having sex with, which is R word in many states and is R word in general. But what's weird about all of this is that Trisha has painted this onto Ethan and H3. Like, she's blaming Ethan and asking Ethan to stop, but like, Ethan had every right to make that response post. Like, he had to take the Frenemies episode down. He had to respond because it's his channel and it's his liability that it's up there, and he had to make a statement about it. But it's interesting to me that Trisha has never mentioned Mysterious when she clearly knows the videos exist. I think it's because she doesn't want to bring attention to Mysterious, and it's just easier for her to blame Ethan because her and Ethan have been having this ongoing feud for so long. But like, this is not Ethan's fault. Even the allegations against Trisha or against Moses, like, I saw those come up before I had ever heard of the Mysterious video, so I don't even know if they're correlated. But regardless, like, it's not Ethan's fault that these allegations are out there. Ethan's doing what he can to do damage control on his part. Is the H3 subreddit feeding into it? Maybe, but like, who the fuck cares? It's not Ethan's fault. And also, like, this wouldn't be happening if Trisha didn't have so many misconceptions out here. What's also interesting in this is that in Trisha's video, she basically says that these things are coming out about Moses and she won't address it, but in the text, she says that this girl is lying about Moses, which I don't know why Trisha keeps releasing texts that make her look awful. She basically says like, oh, it's believe victims until it's Trisha, but then she says that this girl is lying about Moses. So it's like, Trisha, you can't have it both ways. You can't say believe victims and then except for like have a panic attack because no one's believing you, but then say you don't believe this other girl, when again, you said in your own video you weren't there. So Trisha releases the video called Addressing Everything, where she addresses nothing. Basically, she says the teacher's family is being doxxed and it's not fair. This has gotten out of hand because of the H3 subreddit, when really it's because of the Mysterious video that's going viral. And also, like, please don't forget that Trisha has named this man on multiple platforms. She literally said on one of her TikToks, look this man up, Google it, which is another confusing thing I'll get to. So then she clarifies that he wasn't actually arrested for CP. What he was arrested for was watching P in school. And so the counter to this is that his obituary mentions that he was retired and there's only evidence of him being retired. However, I do have to say this again, guys, the world is not sunshine and rainbows. It is not out of the realm of possibility that he was caught watching P at school. He was a tenured teacher, had been there for years. The principal knew him, found out, was like, listen, homie, I have to let you go. Either I fire you or you retire. Like, they force you to retire. Like, that is totally plausible in my mind. Do I watch too much TV, or am I just like not living in this world where sexual assault victims are believed? Like, in what world are we living in where like Olivia Benson doesn't need a job because the world is just so perfect that everyone believes SA victims? Like, that's not how this works. It would be totally possible that another man would look out for this predator and cover for him. Like, does that not make sense to you guys? That makes sense to me. And again, I'm not saying this happened. I'm just saying the fact that it wasn't in his obituary that he was an SA, like, I mean, obviously, but the fact that there's no evidence of this doesn't mean that it didn't happen. When you live in a small town, yeah, there's lots of rumors and like Mysterious talked about like the crime rate, but that doesn't mean fuck all to me. Because again, the crime rate is based on what is reported, and reported crimes are not all crimes. And when you live in a small town like this, if you're a respected person and someone like Trisha, who is a little brat who's known to lie, comes forward, it would be very possible for me to think that a principal or even a police officer would bury this and be like, okay, you just need to leave the school then and like be done with it. Do I watch too much TV? Maybe, but like it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Like I just think that because he doesn't have a record doesn't mean it didn't happen. Did Trisha misspeak by saying that he was arrested? Absolutely. Like I don't know where the fuck she got that. Maybe she heard it from somewhere. And like again, Trisha needs to understand that she has a platform of millions of people watching her, so she can't just be like regurgitating hearsay because it sounds easy and fun. She needs to actually look into what she's saying. But again, I'm so fucking torn on believing Trisha. And in Trisha's video, she mentions that there are other girls that corroborated her story. However, she doesn't mention any of them. So like, I dug deep through the Trisha Paytas subreddit and found screenshots of tweets and text messages that were posted. So one is by Morgan Murray. She is included in, you'll see in the screenshot I include, her name is highlighted. She's in the yearbook picture that Mysterious includes in her video, showing that there is a Morgan Murray in her class. And she said, it's fucking true, I went to school with her. He was arrested for CP, but he was fired for watching, he wasn't arrested for CP, but he was fired for watching P at school. And yes, he used to grab us when we played Heads Up 7-Up. My dad is chief of police in Byron, and I guarantee he remembers Mr. R being fired for watching P while students were in class, if you need further proof. And I know some people were like, oh, well, if your dad's the chief of police, why didn't he do something about it? And it's like, okay, just because her dad is, first of all, she's like, he wasn't the chief of police then, he was a police officer then. And like, we all know that the police system is just built to protect police officers and other high-ranking members of society. So like, why are we surprised? And also just because her dad is trash, again, doesn't mean it didn't happen. And I'm showing you this because I think it's important to show both sides of the story, because I think it was very easy for Mysterious to try to debunk Trisha, but like, I don't think her proof was enough to say that what happened to Trisha didn't happen. And then another person, Rachel Smith, who can also be seen in the yearbook photo, had a group chat with people where said, I'm in a heated Twitter argument. Do you guys remember Mr. R being fired for watching P on his computer while kids were in class? And then someone said, yeah, I remember. I think Paul Gramer caught him. And then Rachel says, yes, I remember. Again, are these verified? No. Morgan has deleted her Twitter, probably because she was getting harassed. So I don't know how to verify these things, but I think that I think that Trisha deserves us to present you with all of the evidence. You know, I go back and forth about Mysterious's video. I think it was a great representation of Trisha being a liar, but I also think that just because she lied about so much stuff, it doesn't mean that she's necessarily lying about who essayed her. Do her essay stories go all over the fucking place, and are some of them probably lies? Absolutely. There is no way all that shit happened. Like she went to court or was told to wear a bra when she was 6 or was sexualized. I actually watched a hot tea video where she confirmed that via Trisha's yearbook that she was never even on the fucking wrestling team. And if you know anything about Trisha, she's made all this issue about how people refused to wrestle her because she had boobs. So is Trisha a liar? 1000%. But just because someone is a liar does not mean that everything they say is a lie. I want you to remember the story of the boy who cried wolf. The point of the story was at the end, when the wolf was actually there, no one believed him and everyone got eaten by a wolf, I'm pretty sure. So I know the point of the story is like, don't lie or people won't believe you, but like, again, that doesn't mean that she's lying the whole time. Like, I watched Petty Page's video, and Petty Page does claim that she spoke to people in Byron. She's putting a whole video together. This was a live stream. And I don't normally fuck with Petty Page, but I'm putting it out there because I wanted to get all the information I could for a video like this. In Petty Page's video, she claims that she spoke to people in Byron, and there are different, you know, she found different information, and she's gonna put a video together to hopefully have, I think, up this week. So I will touch base if I get an update. But she has spoken to people and says that not everything is how it seems. And, you know, she made a good point of like, why would Trisha name this person and tell you to Google them if what she thought was wrong? Did she not fact check it? Absolutely. But also, why would Trisha name her abuser if she thought that this was going to happen? Like, Trisha has created a lot of false narratives, and a lot of her stories don't make sense. And, you know, part of me wants to be like, well, Trisha needs to clarify what the fuck the truth is, but then at the same time, it's like, I juggle with that or struggle with that because it's like, who am I to tell a victim to relive her trauma for the entire internet because people don't believe her? Like, it's so, I'm all over the place about this. I really am torn. I don't always, you know, when I film these videos, sometimes I have a solid opinion, but sometimes I don't know how to feel. And I think that people are jumping too fucking quickly to eat at Trisha's throat. And the same thing happened when Tati and Jeffree Star called James Charles a P word. Now, I know we went back on that years later, but at the time they didn't have the evidence and everyone was so quick to jump, and then all of a sudden they were all like, oh shit, we feel so bad, we believe Jeffree Star of all people. And I don't want to do the same thing right now. Again, do I think Trisha is a compulsive liar? 100%. But I do believe that she was SA'd. I do believe that she is a victim, and I do believe that if she named her abuser, I need more evidence to say that I don't believe a victim than he wasn't arrested. Then he's like that's the evidence we have. That's the evidence is that he wasn't arrested, so Trisha must be lying. Like, yeah, she lied about that, but that doesn't mean she lied about what happened to her. Tons of people go on living their lives as abusers, never getting caught, especially in small towns where people refuse to believe that the nice guy next door or the teacher they grew up with would do this. And I don't think that Trisha, you know, all of the other stories that Trisha has told, she has told in the vein of like, oh, this happened to me when I was 6 by a teacher did this, a teacher did that, a teacher did this, but she has never named someone before. And so she named this person, and I don't know if she would name, like, I would hope that she wouldn't name somebody without it being real. Maybe that's me having too much benefit of the doubt for Trisha, because Trisha has fucked us all around a lot, but I just don't believe that she's that awful of a person. And I do believe that she is a victim of SA, and she has been through trauma. And, you know, I think people tweeting justice for Mr. Riney and having to open your, like, what if she's not lying? What if she's not lying about Mr. Riney, and we're all people are out here tweeting justice for Mr. Riney, and they're messaging her sponsors, and they're calling her a liar and telling her this didn't happen when it did. R-word and assault are some of the hardest things to prove in court, because it is just someone's word against the other person's word. And until there is factual proof that he is innocent, I refuse to call Trisha a liar about who assaulted her. Like, I just morally can't go there. If I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong. There's a lot going on with this still. Mysterious is still putting up content about this and about Trisha taking down her videos. Again, I don't know what the fuck the truth is about this. I'm interested to see more information coming out, but I think if people are so quick to jump on the fact that Trisha's a liar, then other people that could potentially be victims of his won't feel safe to come forward. Like, think about it that way. You guys all called Trisha a liar because she got one thing wrong and because she's a history of being a liar. But what if there's other girls who were like, breathed a sigh of relief to see Trisha name their abuser and get that out there and tell her story, and it gave them a little bit of bravery, and then we all ate Trisha alive and they just like recoiled back into themselves and couldn't speak again about it. That's what's happening. So I would love to know down below what you guys think. Did you get a chance to watch the Mysterious videos before they were taken down? What do you think? Do you think that Trisha is lying about this? Are you on the Mysterious side where you think that Mr. Riney is innocent? I just think that Mysterious is caping so fucking hard for Mr. Riney. It's like she knows him. Like, she feels so bad for this man. Like, she has, like, with such little evidence of his innocence, other than the fact that he wasn't arrested or fired, like, that doesn't mean he was innocent. And I've also seen some people be like, oh, well, it's not on his record. Like, there was no record in his, like, his like teacher file or whatever that this happened. And it's like, guys, men protect other men. The principal protecting him would not surprise me at all. The police chief protecting him would not surprise me at all. I don't know what world you live in where the police actually protect people, where assaulters actually get put away. Like, look at the R-word statistics. Look at the conviction statistics of R-words around the world. They are not good. So, and keep in mind, this was when Trisha was 17, so like 2005. So that's kind of where I stand with this. Let me know down below what you guys think. Are you kind of more on my side where you're not ready to call Trisha a liar without more evidence than this? Like, I think the whole justice for Mr. Riney thing is a little bit overblown, just based on this. Then there's the whole Moses situation where I believe the victim there as well, because I believe victims. There's a lot going on, guys. Let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!